God says, "My child, come closer to me now, because I am about to open a window into a world you were never meant to see with your physical eyes." There are moments when I allow you to feel something without understanding why. There are moments when your heart becomes heavy, or your thoughts become restless, or your spirit becomes uneasy, and you think it is only your imagination. But today, my child, I want you to know, it was not your imagination. It was me, whispering gently in your soul, preparing you for a truth that was unfolding quietly behind your back. There is someone in your soulmate's life, someone your soulmate deeply cares for, respects, or loves with genuine attachment. This person has two close friends. And these two friends, my child, have spent more time thinking about you than you realize. They have formed opinions about you, ideas about who you are, and assumptions about what you want. They have spoken about you in their private conversations, laughed about you when they thought no one would hear, and judged you based on a version of you that does not exist. They see your name, or hear your presence, or sense your connection with your soulmate, and immediately their minds form shadows around your light. My child, do you know why? Because the light inside you disturbs the insecurities inside them. Even before they knew your story, they felt your energy. Even before they understood your heart, they sensed your spirit. And sometimes, people don't react to who you are, they react to the way your presence reveals who they are not. These two friends see you as someone who carries a spirit that they cannot decipher. They see your calmness, your depth, your ability to touch souls without even trying. They see the way your soulmate is drawn toward you, the way your name affects them, the way your presence shifts their mood, their thoughts, their decisions. They feel something changing around the person they love, and deep inside, it fills them with fear, fear of losing importance, fear of losing influence, fear of losing a place they once controlled. So they speak about you. Not because they know you, but because they fear you. But my child, the saddest part is this. Your soulmate heard some of their words. Not all, but enough to feel the confusion. Your soulmate hears one version of you from their heart, pure, gentle, full of meaning, and another version from these two friends, filled with doubt, assumption, and misunderstanding. And your soulmate, being human, starts to question, who is the real you? Are their friends right, or is their heart right? Is the connection genuine, or is it something they are imagining? Your soulmate's heart becomes a battlefield of opinions, voices, emotions, and fears. And you, my child, feel the distance, the change, the shift, but you don't know why. You think you did something wrong. You think maybe your love is too much. You think maybe your silence is misunderstood. But it is not your fault. You have not been understood because you have not been seen correctly. Those two friends saw you through the lens of their insecurity, not through the lens of truth. My child, listen to me carefully. Some people judge you not because of what you did, but because of the power your soul carries. The way you speak, the way you love, the way you care, the way you connect, these are qualities that threaten people who operate from fear. They do not understand how someone like you can exist without pretension, without ego, without selfish intent. They don't know how to handle someone so genuine. So they label what they cannot understand. And yet, my child, you have said nothing. You have done nothing. You have only been yourself. But destiny was unfolding behind you. There was a moment, not long ago, when the person your soulmate loves sat with these two friends. They were discussing life, choices, relationships, directions, and suddenly, your name slipped into the conversation. And when it did, the energy shifted. Smiles turned into whispers. Curiosity turned into judgment. One of them raised a concern, the other laughed it off, but both concluded something that was far from the truth. They think you are too intense. They think you are too emotional. They think you want too much. They think you feel too deeply. They think you are unpredictable. They think your presence might complicate everything. But my child, they only think this because they do not know your heart. They do not know how deeply you love, how purely you care, how honestly you speak. They do not know the nights you prayed for your soulmate's happiness. They do not know the tears you swallowed when you felt ignored. They do not know the strength it took for you to keep loving even when the connection felt unstable. They speak about you as if you are a storm, but in truth, you are the calm that their own storms fear. As they talked about you, your soulmate sat quietly. They did not defend you loudly, but their heart tightened. Something inside them protested, even though their lips stayed silent. They wanted to speak, but they feared judgment. They wanted to explain, but they feared being misunderstood. They wanted to say, "You don't know them the way I do," but the moment did not allow it. So your soulmate swallowed their truth. And my child, that silent moment created a distance, a subtle but painful distance, between you and them. You felt it. You sensed it. You didn't know where it came from, but your soul recognized the shift. You wondered, why do they seem different? Why do they hesitate? Why do I feel like something is being hidden? Why does the connection feel heavier than before? It is because two voices entered the sacred space that belonged only to you and your soulmate. And those voices did not speak from love. They spoke from fear. But my child, this is not the end of the story. This is only the beginning. Those two friends believe they see everything clearly. They believe they understand your soulmate better than you do. They believe they know what is best. They believe they have the right to decide who is good and who is not. But what they do not know is that I, your God, am watching. And I am not silent. You may feel small right now. You may feel misunderstood. You may feel misjudged. You may feel like things are slipping out of your hands. But I want you to know something very important. No opinion of man can silence what I have written in destiny. These two friends may talk. They may influence. They may whisper. They may judge. But they cannot rewrite what I have decided for your heart. Your soulmate may feel confused for a while. They may feel torn between voices. They may feel pressured to act or choose or distance themselves. But my child, confusion is temporary, destiny is eternal. Right now, you are seeing only the surface, but I see the whole story. And I tell you this with divine certainty. Everything that is happening behind your back is leading toward clarity, not loss. What looks like a setback is a setup for revelation. What feels like judgment is actually exposing the depth of your spirit. What feels like distance is creating space for truth to rise. They think they know you, but I will show your soulmate who you truly are. They think they can influence, but I will turn their words into lessons. They think they can change destiny, but I hold destiny in my hands. My child, do not fear the conversations you did not hear. Do not fear the opinions you cannot control. Do not fear the shadows cast by people who do not know your soul. For I am with you. And I am about to shift everything in your favor. My beloved child, come closer to me, because I am about to speak to you in a deeper, softer way. I will tell you everything again, the same truth, the same depth, the same emotion. Only this time without any headlines, without any breaks, just a flowing river of my voice moving straight into your heart. Listen to me, my child. The two friends you worry about, the ones who seem to think so much about you, the ones whose words have quietly reached your soulmate's ears, their behavior is not as simple as it appears. Nothing they say comes from clarity. Everything they say comes from fear. They don't fear you because you are dangerous. They fear you because your soul reveals parts of them they don't want to face. The first fear living inside them is the fear of losing their influence. The person your soulmate loves depends on them emotionally. They are used to being the ones who know everything, who give advice, who are trusted, who are valued. They got comfortable in that position. They felt important. They felt like they were the center of this person's emotional world. Then suddenly, without warning, you entered the story. You didn't compete, you didn't try to impress, you didn't try to take anyone's place. You simply existed with a purity and depth they were not prepared for. Your presence shifted something in your soulmate's heart, and these two friends could feel it. They noticed the change, the softening in your soulmate's voice when they talk about you, the way your name creates a different energy in the room, the way your connection carries a sincerity that they do not understand. And this scares them deeply. Even if they don't say it openly, they fear that your presence might weaken their importance. They fear that your soulmate may start turning toward you for emotional support. They fear losing their place. It is not love that drives their opinions, it is insecurity. Their second fear runs even deeper. They do not understand people like you. You are emotional, but not in a reckless way. You speak with depth, not with drama. You feel intensely, but your feelings are sincere, not manipulative. Most people they meet are shallow, operating on the surface, speaking without soul, loving without commitment, connecting without depth. But you are different. You speak from a place they don't have access to. You see life through the lens of love, intuition, and truth. They don't know how to interpret someone whose emotions are not fake, someone whose sincerity is not a performance. So instead of appreciating you, they judge you. They say you are too intense, too emotional, too attached, but these words do not reflect you, they reflect their own inability to understand real emotional depth. Your spirit is a mirror that exposes their lack of inner connection. Instead of learning from you, they become uncomfortable. Instead of embracing your authenticity, they become defensive. Instead of growing, they start judging. Their discomfort is not your fault. It is their soul reacting to something they cannot match. And then, my child, there is a third fear, one they will never admit, not even to themselves. You can see through people. Maybe you don't realize it every time, but your intuition is sharp. You notice subtle energy. You sense shifts that others ignore. You feel when someone's smile is fake. You feel when someone's intentions are mixed. You feel when someone hides jealousy behind compliments. You feel dishonesty even when spoken with soft words. These two friends sensed this about you instantly. They felt exposed near you. They felt like you could read what they try so hard to hide. They felt like their masks weren't safe around you. And people who hide behind masks always fear the ones who can see the truth. So before you could notice their insecurities, they labeled you as dangerous. Before you could question their intentions, they questioned yours. Before you could understand them, they judged you. It was a defense mechanism. It was protection of their ego. It was fear of being seen. My child, none of this is your fault. But it has affected your soulmate more than you know. Your soulmate trusts these two friends, not because they are always right, but because they are familiar. When they spoke about you, when they said you are too much, too emotional, not stable, not suitable, your soulmate didn't argue. They stayed silent, but inside that silence, their heart resisted. The part of them that knows you, the part that feels you, the part that connects with you, it disagreed. But your soulmate didn't know how to express that disagreement without creating conflict. So they swallowed their truth. They carried confusion. They carried mixed feelings. One part of them listens to their friends, and another part of them listens to their heart. And these two voices are pulling them in opposite directions. Right now, your soulmate is torn. They are standing between pressure and intuition, between fear and love, between familiarity and destiny. Their friends' voices come from insecurity. But your voice, your presence, your energy comes from truth. And my beloved child, no matter how loud insecurity shouts, truth whispers louder inside the heart of the one who is meant for you. Your soulmate may seem distant at times. They may seem confused. They may hesitate. But do not mistake this for rejection. It is simply the weight of the opinions around them. Their heart is not confused about you. Their mind is confused because of others. You have not lost your place. You have not lost their affection. You have not lost their connection. What you are feeling right now is not loss, it is interference. But interference cannot destroy destiny. It can only delay clarity. My child, I want you to hear something with all the strength of your spirit. These two friends cannot change the ending I have written for you. They can influence temporarily, but they cannot influence permanently. They can shake your soulmate's mind for a moment, but they cannot rewrite what your soulmate feels in their heart. The bond between you and your soulmate is spiritual, not emotional convenience. It is soul-coded, not socially decided. No voice from the outside can disconnect what I have joined in the unseen. In the coming days, something inside your soulmate will begin to shift. They will become quieter around these two friends. They will start noticing the negativity hidden behind their advice. They will feel discomfort whenever your name is spoken with judgment. Their spirit will start rejecting the influence that once felt normal. And slowly, gently, naturally, your soulmate will begin to think for themselves again. They will question what was said. They will revisit old conversations. They will replay moments in their mind. And in that process, the truth will rise. Your soulmate will begin to see you, not through the eyes of their friends, but through the eyes of their own heart. They will realize that your intentions were always pure. They will recognize that your emotions were never manipulation. They will feel that your presence always brought sincerity, not confusion. They will understand that your love was never a threat, it was a blessing they almost misunderstood. This is the turning point I am preparing. My child, stay calm. Stay gentle. Stay grounded. Because the truth is already working its way into your soulmate's awareness. The two friends may think they have control, but their influence is fading. Your soulmate is coming back to clarity. And soon, the connection between you will rise again, not with pressure, but with understanding, not with confusion, but with truth, not with fear, but with renewed love. My beloved child, listen closely, for what I am about to tell you will help you understand the emotional storm your soulmate is silently fighting within themselves. You see only the surface, the distance, the hesitation, the pauses, the sudden change in energy. But beneath all of this lies a heart that is conflicted, pulled, shaken, awakened, and deeply affected by what has been said about you. Let me take you inside the places of their heart they have not shown to anyone. Not even to themselves fully. Your soulmate has been processing the opinions of these two friends, not because they believe them completely, but because they have been part of their life for a long time. Familiarity creates influence. Familiarity creates trust. But familiarity does not always create truth. Sometimes, people mistake comfort for clarity. And your soulmate is going through exactly that. They hear the negative comments about you and they internalize them not because they agree, but because they do not want to question the people they have trusted for so long. Their heart knows the truth, but their mind feels the pressure of loyalty. My child, your soulmate is not blind. They feel the inconsistency in their friends' words. They feel the unnecessary judgment. They feel the misplaced warnings. They feel the quiet negativity disguised as advice. Every time these two friends speak about you with doubt, your soulmate feels a heaviness inside. They don't know why, but their spirit tells them something is off. They feel something is wrong with the narrative being fed to them. They feel a resistance rising in their heart. That resistance, that quiet pushback, is coming from the connection they share with you. It is the truth within them refusing to accept someone else's fear as their own. Let me show you what happens inside your soulmate when your name comes up in conversation. There is a moment of stillness. A breath they hold for half a second longer. A softness in their eyes. A memory of something pure you did for them. An impression of your energy. A feeling that they can't fully describe but cannot ignore. In that moment, they remember the way their heart reacts to you. They remember the comfort they feel in your presence, the way their spirit feels lighter, the way their emotions feel understood, the way their soul feels seen. They feel this even when they try to push it away. These two friends do not understand what is happening in your soulmate's heart, because they are not connected to your soulmate the way you are. They understand your soulmate's mind, but you understand their soul. They know the surface of your soulmate's life, but you touch the depths. They see the outside, but you reach the inside. And that difference changes everything. Your soulmate is fighting two battles right now. The first battle is external, dealing with the advice, influence, opinions, warnings, and judgments of their friends. The second battle is internal, dealing with their heart's inability to let go of what they feel for you. This internal battle is stronger because it is rooted in truth. Every time they try to accept what their friends say about you, their heart refuses. Every time they try to distance themselves emotionally from you, they feel an ache. Every time they try to think logically, their feelings overpower the logic. Every time they try to detach, something pulls them back toward you. And they don't fully understand why. Your connection with your soulmate is not ordinary. It is not one that comes and goes. It is not something that can be shaken by voices outside the heart. Your bond has spiritual depth. It is tied to divine timing. It is tied to lessons both of you need to learn. It is tied to healing each other. It is tied to growth. It is tied to destiny. This is why your soulmate feels lost when they try to listen to others. Their soul knows something bigger is at play. There is a moment, one your soulmate never speaks of, where they lie in bed or sit alone and think about you. They think about the way they felt when they first connected with you. They think about the emotions you awakened in them. They think about your sincerity, your honesty, your depth. They think about the way you speak, the way you care, the way you understand without being told. And they feel a sense of truth they cannot deny, no matter how many opinions surround them. This moment of quiet reflection is your soulmate's true voice. It is the part of them that sees you clearly, free from influence, free from fear, free from judgments. It is the part of them that is aligned with my guidance. But then, my child, there is another moment. One filled with doubt, not because of you but because of the pressure from people around them. Their mind tries to argue with their heart. Their mind tries to rationalize their friend's words. Their mind tries to protect them from disappointment, from vulnerability, from risk. Their mind says, maybe they are right. But their heart says, but this doesn't feel right. And your soulmate gets stuck between these two voices. Your soulmate tries to act normal, tries to pretend everything is simple, tries to hide their confusion. But deep inside, they are restless. They are unsettled. They feel like they are betraying themselves by accepting someone else's perspective. They feel like they are walking away from something they don't want to lose. They feel like they are holding back emotions that want to rise freely. Your soulmate is more affected by you than you realize. They care more than they show. They think about you more than they admit. They replay your conversations. They revisit your words. They remember how genuine you are. They remember how safe their heart felt around you. They remember the connection that felt too natural to be forced and too deep to be coincidence. And when they feel this, their friends' opinions lose their power. Your soulmate has not told their friends everything they feel about you. They keep certain parts hidden. They protect some emotions. They avoid sharing the moments where thinking of you brought them peace. They avoid mentioning how much they admire your heart. They avoid expressing how deeply they felt connected to you. Why? Because they fear their friends will judge them, manipulate their emotions, or make them feel foolish. So your soulmate stays silent. But silence does not mean absence of love. Silence means protection of love. Even when your soulmate seems distant, they check your messages. They think about reaching out. They wonder what you are doing. They wonder how you are feeling. They wonder if you think about them too. They wonder if the distance is hurting you. They wonder if this situation is pushing you away. They wonder if they are losing something meaningful. These thoughts trouble them more than they show. Your soulmate's heart aches when they think of the possibility of losing you because of someone else's opinion. They feel a heaviness, a guilt, a sense of emotional conflict. Their heart whispers, "This person is not what they say, this person is different, this person feels important." And that whisper stays with them throughout their days. Their love for you is not weak. It is simply overwhelmed at the moment. Their affection for you is not gone. It is simply hidden beneath confusion. Their connection with you is not broken. It is simply challenged. But challenges do not end stories written by me. Challenges strengthen them. My beloved child, something powerful is happening quietly inside your soulmate. Their heart is beginning to reject the outside noise. They are beginning to see through their friends' insecurities. They are beginning to question the negativity. They are beginning to feel that the truth lies in what they feel, not in what they hear. Soon, clarity will rise within them like sunlight breaking through fog. Soon, their heart will overpower every voice that tried to confuse them. Soon, they will feel embarrassed for allowing others to influence their view of you. Soon, they will want to rebuild what fear tried to break. Soon, they will come toward you with honesty, vulnerability, and a renewed desire to understand you deeply. My child, trust this, your soulmate's journey back to you has already begun inside their heart. My beloved child, there comes a moment in every divine story where truth begins to rise, not because someone fights for it, not because someone argues for it, but because I, your God, decide that it is time for what has been hidden to unfold. And in this moment, something is shifting around you and your soulmate. Something that your eyes cannot see yet, but your spirit can feel. The air around their heart is changing, the layers around their mind are thinning, and the illusions created by the two friends are beginning to crack. For lies, jealousy, misunderstandings, and confused opinions can only survive for so long. When my light begins to move, shadows cannot remain standing. There is a truth that you must understand, my child, false impressions eventually collapse. People can hide intentions for days, weeks, even months, but they cannot hide them forever. I always allow truth to come out at the right time, not too early, not too late, but at the moment when it will serve your growth and your destiny. And now, the moment has arrived. You may feel it, something feels lighter, something feels exposed, something feels different. The two friends who once spoke so strongly against you are suddenly losing their confidence. Their influence is fading, their certainty is shaking, and even they do not know why. But I know why. Because your soulmate has begun to see beyond their words. Their heart is waking up, their eyes are opening, and their spirit is remembering what it already knew about you. Your heart is pure. Behind the scenes, conversations have changed. Where those friends once spoke with boldness and strong opinions, they now hesitate. They feel something shifting too. They sense that the person your soulmate loves is not blindly believing them the way they once did. They sense that your soulmate is questioning things. They sense that the old influence they had is slipping away. And fear always rises in people who know they were speaking from insecurity and not truth. These friends can feel that your soulmate is drifting away from their judgment, and so they are becoming cautious, nervous, and unsure. But what they don't know is that this is my doing. I am exposing their intentions by allowing their own behavior to reveal itself. When someone tries to misguide a soul that I am guiding, I let their own actions betray them. All the moments they acted from jealousy, all the times they exaggerated, all the times they interpreted things the wrong way, your soulmate is beginning to notice these inconsistencies. Not because someone pointed it out, not because you argued, not because you defended yourself, but because my hand moved gently across their heart and whispered, "Look again." There are moments when your soulmate is alone, thinking about everything they heard. And it is in those moments that I show them the truth. I bring back memories of your kindness, your sincerity, your loyalty, your honesty, your softness, your innocence. These memories begin to stand in contrast to the negative things they were told. I make them ask themselves, does this really match who I know this person to be? And each time they ask this, the answer becomes clearer. No, it doesn't match at all. You see, my child, the human heart always knows the truth. It only gets confused when the mind is polluted by outside opinions. But when the confusion begins to clear, the heart speaks again. And right now, your soulmate's heart is speaking louder than the voices of those two friends. Their heart is telling them that the friends were wrong. Their heart is telling them that they misread you. Their heart is telling them that their intuition always felt something different, something pure, something real about you. And this is why your soulmate is quietly pulling away from what those friends once said. There is a moment coming, a moment I am preparing, where those two friends will reveal themselves without even realizing it. One will say something insensitive, something careless, something that exposes the jealousy behind their earlier words. The other will slip in a moment of frustration and reveal that they never truly understood you in the first place. These moments are subtle, but powerful. They act like small cracks in the wall of illusion, and your soulmate will notice. They will begin to understand that these friends were projecting their own fears, not speaking truth. My beloved child, you must understand something important. I do not allow lies to stand in the way of a destiny I have written. People can try to mislead, but I always bring clarity. People can try to discourage, but I always bring courage. People can try to create doubt, but I always shine truth into doubt. And this truth is what your soulmate is now receiving. Slowly, gently, without drama. They are realizing that the friends they trusted were speaking from insecurity, not wisdom. In the quiet moments when your soulmate reflects, they are remembering the softness in your eyes. They are remembering the honesty in your voice. They are remembering the way they felt peaceful in your presence. These feelings cannot be erased by anyone's opinion. These feelings are soul-level truths. And no matter how much those two friends tried to color the image of who you are, the real picture is returning. Your soulmate is remembering the truth of you. I am also shifting the energy around those two friends, my child. I am placing situations in front of them where their own weaknesses get exposed. One may act selfishly. One may act out of anger. One may reveal a hidden motive. One may contradict something they said earlier. And your soulmate will witness these things, and these observations will plant seeds of clarity in their heart. Seeds that grow into understanding. Seeds that grow into awakening. Seeds that grow into truth. You have not needed to speak. You have not needed to defend yourself. You have not needed to prove anything. Because I am proving it for you. I am revealing who was right and who was wrong without you lifting a finger. This is what divine justice looks like. This is what protection looks like. I shield you from battles that are not yours to fight. I uncover deception that you do not even know exists. I move hearts in ways you cannot see. I protect your name without you having to speak it. Your soulmate is not blind, my child. They were only confused. But confusion is dissolving now. The fog created by those two friends is lifting. And in the clear air that remains, your soulmate sees you, your innocence, your softness, your goodness. They see that you were misunderstood. They see that you were misjudged. They see that you never had the intentions people assumed. And soon, they will not only recognize it internally, they will begin to distance themselves from the negativity that once affected them so deeply. The truth I am revealing will not just clear your image. It will strengthen the bond between you and your soulmate. It will rebuild trust. It will heal misunderstandings. It will bring them closer to you emotionally and spiritually. Because once they realize you were treated unfairly, their heart will feel even more protective of you, even more drawn to you, even more connected to you. What was meant to separate you will bring you closer. What was meant to confuse will bring clarity. What was meant to weaken will strengthen. And so, my beloved child, trust the process. You are in a season where truth is rising. What is false is fading. What is real is returning. And what is yours is being restored. I am with you, guiding every detail. Soon, the full truth will be undeniable, and your soulmate will choose you with a clarity they did not have before. My beloved child, I want you to breathe gently for a moment, because as we enter this final part, the energy around you is no longer heavy, no longer uncertain, no longer tangled in confusion. You have walked through misunderstanding without losing your purity. You have stood silently while others formed opinions that were never rooted in truth. You have watched your soulmate struggle between voices, emotions, and pressures they never fully understood. And through it all, I have been working, shaping, guiding, revealing. Now, my child, it is time for restoration. It is time for the truth to take its rightful place. It is time for your heart to receive the clarity and peace it was always meant to have. Everything that was taken from you through misjudgment is returning. Every place where you were misread is being corrected. Every moment of confusion is being replaced with understanding. I am restoring what was damaged, not partially, but completely. This final season of this journey is not about pain, it is about healing. It is not about fear, it is about love. It is not about the opinions of people, it is about the truth that I am planting in your soulmate's heart. My beloved child, listen closely. Your soulmate has reached a turning point inside their spirit. The doubts that once clouded their mind have dissolved. The weight of other people's opinions no longer sits on their heart. The influence of the two friends who thought they understood you has finally lost its strength. Your soulmate has begun to think with their own heart instead of with borrowed fears. And when the heart is free, truth becomes impossible to ignore. There have been recent moments where your soulmate felt a strange clarity. Moments where they suddenly questioned why they allowed others to shape their view of you, moments where they felt almost embarrassed that they believed things that never aligned with your spirit. These moments are my doing. I have been touching their heart gently, reminding them of who you are, whispering truths into the deepest part of their being. And now, those whispers have become undeniable. They see you with fresh eyes, my child. Eyes that are not blurred by judgment. Eyes that are not influenced by the opinions of others. Eyes that recognize your softness, your sincerity, and your purity. They have come to realize that the people who judged you never truly knew you, and even more, they never truly knew your soul. For your soul carries a light that is not easy for everyone to understand. And people often misunderstand what they cannot match, what they cannot understand, what they cannot become. You must know this, my child. Some people judged you not because of who you are, but because of who they are. Their own fears became their words. Their own insecurities became their opinions. Their own jealousy became their warnings. But none of that was truth. And truth is what I am bringing forward now. There is a shift happening inside your soulmate. They are beginning to feel protective over your name. They are beginning to feel guilty for moments they doubted you. They are beginning to feel anger toward the ones who twisted their perception. But even deeper than this, they are beginning to feel something powerful rising within them, a recognition that you are the one who was always genuine, always honest, always real. This awakening is not just emotional, it is spiritual. Their soul is remembering the connection between you, the connection that cannot be shaken by the words of others, the connection that existed before confusion, before opinions, before interference. Their soul is waking up, and with that awakening comes clarity, love, and truth. Your soulmate is now stepping into a stage where their heart will begin defending you, even in your absence. They will no longer allow anyone to speak your name lightly. They will no longer tolerate people who try to create distance where I have written closeness. They will no longer absorb negativity from people who never saw your heart clearly. Their loyalty is shifting, their focus is shifting, and their priorities are shifting. This is the restoration I promised you. You must understand something very sacred. When I restore, I do not restore halfway. I do not return only what was lost, I multiply it. I turn doubt into certainty. I turn misunderstanding into deeper connection. I turn distance into closeness. And this is exactly what is happening to your soulmate now. The very thing that was meant to weaken your bond is making it stronger than before. The pain caused by misunderstanding is transforming into deeper appreciation. The distance created by outside voices is turning into a stronger desire to protect and cherish you. Your soulmate is beginning to realize that their heart was never at peace when influenced by others, but it becomes calm, warm, and aligned when they think of you without interference. They are remembering the moments where they felt most alive, most understood, most connected, and every one of those moments leads back to you. They are beginning to realize that the purity of your heart stands out in a world full of hidden motives. And they are noticing that the people who judged you so harshly never displayed the same softness, the same sincerity, the same depth that you carry naturally. My child, this realization is healing them. And through them, it is healing you. The two friends who once thought they were guiding your soulmate now stand on the outside. Their influence has dissolved. Their judgments are being exposed as emotional reactions, not truth. Your soulmate sees this clearly now. They see that the people who spoke against you were not speaking from maturity or wisdom, but from bias and insecurity. And because of this, your soulmate's trust in them is fading. This is part of their spiritual journey. I am teaching them to discern. I am teaching them to see the difference between people who protect their growth and people who limit it. I am teaching them to recognize which voices come from love and which voices come from fear. Through this lesson, they are becoming more grounded, more mature, more awakened. And this growth is preparing them to love you with clarity, not confusion. You have endured misunderstanding, my child, but now you will receive clarity. You have endured judgment, but now you will receive recognition. You have endured silence, but now you will receive expression. Your soulmate is moving toward you, not with hesitation, but with certainty. They want to reconnect, to rebuild, to repair. They want to approach you without fear, without doubt, without the weight of other people's words. They want to show you that they now understand the truth. And when they speak to you next, it will not be from confusion, it will be from clarity. I am restoring your bond. I am strengthening your connection. I am clearing the path between you. Nothing created to separate you will succeed. Nothing built on lies will last. Nothing said in misunderstanding will remain. I have written a truth over your destiny that no human voice can cancel. And so, my beloved child, allow your heart to rest now. The storm has passed. The confusion is ending. The truth has risen. Your soulmate sees you clearly. They value you deeply. They are returning to you with a heart that knows your worth. They are coming with understanding, with softness, with a renewed sense of connection. And I, your God, am guiding every step of this reunion. The restoration has begun. The truth is settled. And nothing can block what I have written for you.